We're going.
Stand up, New York Giant fans! What is going on, Mr. Baddog?
What is going on with you? You have some big news. I don't think we've done this since your big announcement. Free agent Mr. Entertainah Talking Sports signed with a big team over there.
I signed over with Sports Fury. I'll be moving to Texas in, August 3rd is my official moving date. I thought it was going to be a little earlier, but the rental place said August 3rd, so I'll be moving there August 3rd. And, it's still going to be the same channel I've had, though. Still going to be the same New York content. Still going to have you on to be doing the Giant show and, a lot of Giants content with you that I'm really looking forward to. And still going to be putting out that New York sports stuff.
Yeah, that is awesome, man. I'm happy for you guys. I think that's awesome. Really excited to hear. I mean, I know you and I talk about that off camera a lot, so I knew that was coming. But it was awesome to see you with them guys. It was awesome to see you come in there. So how tall are those guys? They're pretty short.
Yeah, Josh is about my height. I'm gonna say I got him by about a half an inch.
Right.
And
So
Sean's probably about 3 inches, 2.5, 3 inches shorter than me.
So Bavith would say Josh is about 5'3".
Yeah. No, Josh's about 5'11".
Yeah.
5'10", 5'11", and Sean's probably about 5'8".
That's freaking awesome. But for those of you who don't know, and I'm sure everybody in here does, the Entertainah Talking Sports is merging with the Sports Fury. He will keep his channel here, but he will become Sports Fury New York. I just want to say what's up to everybody in the chat if we could go. I see Bigger Mike. I see MH. I see Anthony Simonelli. I see the amazing Rocha. Tim Mathis is here. West Coast, Jeff Billings. Jared Williams. Bigger Mike. My man, ex-Philly Fighter is in the house. Steel 58 is here. Mike Nixon. Sarah Small. Mustard Bus. My man Punkham is here. Isaiah's in the chat. You got to love Isaiah. My man.
Isaiah's the man. Again, we got Eagles UK in here. DWG. The whole gang's here.
DWG, I say it all the time. Responsible for the t-shirts, DWG. Responsible for this green screen behind me, DWG. Responsible for my channel improvements, DWG.
The green screen thing you got going on is it's phenomenal.
I love it.
I'm loving it, man. I'm absolutely loving it. I started up too. I bought the green screen like 2 months ago, but I was in the process of moving out of my apartment and setting up things for Texas and everything. So I was like, I'll just wait till I get to Texas. Then I saw yours. I'm like, you know what? Let me get this down before I move.
It's easy.
And I love the addition. It's so easy. I thought it was much harder.
It is. Oh, we figured it out. Yeah, DWG got that for me. I bet that sat there probably about a month. I don't know if I had it for 2 months, but it was there for a while. I was like, you didn't set that up yet? I was like, man, I don't know how the hell do that. He's like, I'll come over and help it out. So he was here the night we did the NBA draft. He was here. He set it up. People were like, Baddog, who you talking to? Baddog, who you talking to? This is when I was doing the RJ Barrett reaction video, so I wasn't looking at the chat. And I watch it back, and there's like 40 people. Baddog, who the hell are you talking to over there? Who are you talking to? And then I saw it afterwards. And somebody said, I saw it afterwards. It's like his brother-in-law. I'm like, no, that's DWG. That's my man. So they're really cool stuff, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I love the setup.
They're in the chat, by the way. Sports Fury is here.
Oh, Sports Critic. What's going on? What's going on, Josh? Well, probably maybe it's Sean or Josh. Who knows? You never know with them.
It's usually Josh.
Can you turn your mic up a little? Mike, yeah, I just got this mic, a brand new Yeti. I'm still messing with it.
No, that's me. Because I pick up the audio. Let me move this a little closer to the microphone. I didn't want to take too much of the screen, but you should be better now.
Okay.
That's me. And I'll turn this up too. Go ahead, talk now. You should be better.
Testing, 1 2. Testing 1 2.
It should be better now.
But yeah, we got a couple things to talk about. A couple of Giant stories this week. Obviously, we could start with Odell Beckham. We could start with the thing that came out about Eli Manning that we both made a video on. Maybe some training camp battles, and I think there was one other thing we said that we might want to touch on. But yeah, there's a couple of things we can talk about.
Definitely. One thing I want to say to Josh in the chat: did Sean go to the damn P.O. box yet or what? I ask like every day. He's like, "Oh, we're supposed to go there." When you were down there, like, "Oh, we're supposed to go there." And I also have double X for Sean, by the way. But yeah, I don't know where you want to start. I mean, we can start with the Start the Eli Manning stuff. I mean,
yeah. I think I like to think we're both pretty fair. I mean, I'll be the first to tell you, I'm a little biased when it comes to Eli Manning. I love that guy. He's my favorite athlete of all time. But I mean, that was ridiculous. I mean, now Chris Sims. I mean, he's not the most credible guy to begin with. I think he started on ESPN. He got fired there. Now he's on NBC Sports. And it wasn't just Eli on that list. There was a lot of questionable. Tom Brady had 9th. I think he had Carson Wentz 11th. A lot of people got on him for that. A lot of questionable spots, but Eli at 34. I mean, how do you put a guy with Eli's background and just his mind alone makes him at least a top 23, 24 quarterback in the league? I mean, the way that he can read defenses alone is valuable, a lot more so than some of these rookies coming in.
Yeah. Hey, the Phillies ace in the house, man. Dilly, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, Baddog and Entertainah. What up, guys? You all the best. Chris, did you shave your chest hair in Texas? Philly, my friends. Stella Baddog.
I did not. I did not shave the chest hair. That's still out and about.
But I appreciate the super chat, bro. Thank you so much. A $5 holla Stella from Amanda Phillies ace. No, but yeah, the whole thing. I mean, me. I criticize Eli a lot, and I mentioned this a bunch in the video, and I mentioned a lot of his shortcomings, that he still throws off the back foot, he doesn't see the linebacker underneath coverage, he makes the stupid interceptions that drive me insane, he holds onto the ball too long, and his best days are behind him. But 34th, listen, you know, everybody in the chat knows, and my mother knows, everybody, I'm a Kyler Murray guy. I love Kyler Murray. You cannot put Kyler Murray ahead of Eli Manning. He hasn't taken a snap in preseason NFL football.
It's ridiculous.
You can't put him ahead of Eli Manning. How the hell do you have Jacoby Brissett and Lamar Jackson ahead of Eli Manning?
Tannehill.
It's disgusting.
I will say, you brought up Kyler Murray. I read an article. I know you love him. The Arizona Cardinals. Larry Fitzgerald is blown away by this guy. He said that he's on another level, and he thinks he's going to be the future of the NFL.
Told you. Yeah. When he gets Rookie of the Year and he blows up, everyone's going to go, Bad Dog told us about it. Bad Dog told us ad nauseum about Kyler Murray, but we had no chance to get him. But, it's just stupid. It's the reason I got so mad, it's not like, like I said, it's not like I don't criticize Eli. It's not like I haven't said a bunch of times I'm ready to move on. Carlos, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Dilly, I really appreciate it. He says, Matt Ryan and Cam are better than Brady. Yeah. Well, that's why I said I think he still has concussion syndrome. I think he's still walking around with a concussion. He's got a bruised brain. But thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Dilly, I really do appreciate it, brother. But yeah, it was just stupid. So the reason I got so upset is just because it's disrespectful. I mean, you can't. Yeah. I mentioned in the video, he's like my little brother. You can make fun of your little brother, you can pick on your little brother, but someone else picks on your little brother, it's like, whoa. You're not picking on.
Yeah,
right. So
that's our guy. He won his 2 Super Bowls.
Exactly.
And I think he proved the second half of the year that he can at least be he could be a game manager still. I think he proved that. And all you got to do is look at the numbers and I'm actually going to make a video on this, and I'm going to basically say what the Giants need to do better off of last year. I don't know what I'm going to title it yet, but the Giants last year ranked 29th in rushing attempts. 29th. Yeah. And that's based off the fact that they actually run the ball a lot the second half. So the first half, they didn't run at all. And they were 21st in rushing yards, and I think they were in the top 6 or 7 in yards per carry. So if they're able to get that number up to the middle of the league, the Giants, I think, could have a really good rushing attack, and it's going to benefit Eli Manning. And that's the key to Eli Manning right now. He's a game manager. He's not going to put the team on his back. But if you could support him with a strong foundation, a good offensive line, and if they could run the ball 30 times a game, last year they only ran the ball on average 22 times a game. If they could run the ball 30 times a game, I'm not saying Barkley 30 carries as a team, I think Eli Manning could still be efficient.
Yeah, I definitely do. The Phillies ace, Dilly, my man. Thank you so much for the super chat. He says, the Entertainah and the Bad Dog Eagles are Super Bowl 50. Stop it. I love you, John, but no way. Thank you so much for the super chat. $2 holla Stella in the sports tree right behind him with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. He said, Sean stopped at the P.O. box and the shirt is here. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And I appreciate the super chat. A $5 holla boom from the sports tree. Dilly, guys. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that very much. But, yeah, man, the Eli Manning, like you said, he doesn't need to put the team on his back. He needs to be a game manager. And listen, I bitch and moan about when we started the show. Week 8 of last year, both you and I always complained that Barkley didn't get enough touches. And the game against the Eagles is a perfect example. He's killing them in the first half. He gets 4 touches in the second half. He had 4 touches against Dallas in the first half, in the first game of the season. And when we started to run the ball more, we started to win, and Eli Manning started to play a lot better. That's why when I did my 3 breakout players, I think Evan Ingram has to be the guy, because you can really benefit from play-action pass, which holds the linebackers, and use Ingram's speed to get behind the linebackers. I think Ingram can have a really big season if the Giants do what they're supposed to do, which is establish a run and work off play action. Eli Manning doesn't have to throw the ball 40 times. We don't want him to throw the ball 40 times.
25 times or less.
Right.
And Pat Shermer's offense revolves around the play action pass. That's what it's all about, and it's about establishing the run. All you got to do is look back at the year before with the Vikings, obviously, when he had great success as the OC. And they were 5th in the league in rushing. Everybody thinks that they threw the ball all over the field because Pat Shermer likes to throw the ball, but they actually run the ball a ton to set up that play action pass, and they had a lot of yards per catch because of it. It set up big opportunities, which is what the Giants got to focus on this year.
Yeah, I see someone in that chat said running back's overrated as a position. It's the most incorrect statement ever, because everything an offense does is predicated off the run. Everything you do to win football games is run and stop the run. If you can't stop the run, you're going to lose. And if you can run the ball, you're going to win, because you move the chains and you run the clock and you keep your defense off the field. The running game is the most important, in my opinion. I'm not saying the running back, but the running game is.
And the running game helps both sides of the ball, because if you control the clock, that defense stays fresh. You get that sack at the end of the game. The Giants last year, I think, were like 29th in time of possession. If we can reverse that and be top 10, that defense is going to be a lot fresher this year at the end of those games, and they might get those sacks to close out those games.
Yeah. The Phillies ace with another $2 super chat. Dilly, my man, thank you so much. He said, Baddog, let's see if we can get Chris drunk. I've seen Chris drunk. It's pretty funny.
I'm only going to drink this one beer tonight. I was in. By the way, guys, I am sorry we came on late. I'm coming back from Long Island now. I used to be in Brooklyn, so it was a much quicker commute. So, I got back a little later than I expected, but hopefully next week I'm back at like 10:15.
Yeah, I just want to give him his $2 Stella, because he loves the Stella. His dog loves the Stella. That's his dog's name. So she loves the Stella.
Wait, his dog's name is Stella?
His dog's name is Stella, yes.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, his dog's name is Stella. I'm pretty sure somebody's dog's name is Stella. I think it's his. That's why I do it. He likes that. So, but, yeah, man, like I said, I think running back. I mean, look at all the successful teams. Can you find me a team that never ran the ball well and won a Super Bowl? I mean, it's hard to. I know the Giants in 2011, we were ranked like 30th in running, but in the playoffs, we ran the ball a lot better.
Right.
So, and that's why Eli Manning should have won MVP that year, because he put the team on his back the entire season. We really didn't.
I'm sure if you look long and hard, you could probably find an outlier, but generally, the teams that run the ball well are the teams that are playing late into the season.
Look at the Dallas Dynasty. It wasn't Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman never threw more than 22 touchdowns in any single season.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, Troy Aikman's one of the most overrated quarterbacks ever. He didn't do anything. He didn't do a lot. So I don't know. It was Emmitt Smith. There was that offensive line. Carlos Rodriguez, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Dilly, brother. He said, would you want to make the playoffs in the consequence Eli is getting an extension? Yes.
Oh, yeah. Not even a debate.
Because if we make the playoffs, then Eli Manning's done well, and you do want him to come back. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. That's the key. I want to make the playoffs, of course. I don't mind if Eli comes back another year if he plays well. And right. I saw your man DWG yesterday. Question: the Rams with Kurt, how was their run game? Marshall Falk was one of the best running backs in
the league. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I just want to $5 boom for Carlos Rodriguez. The people love the boom. I know. They love the boom, Mike. But yeah, Marshall Falk was one of the best in the league with the Rams.
To me, he was the guy that made that offense go.
Yes, he did.
Got all the accolades, but Marshall Falk was what Barkley is going to be for this offense.
Yeah, or LaDainian Tomlinson is another one.
Tomlinson's another great example.
He's a combination of Tomlinson and Barry Sanders because he moves like Sanders and he receives like Tomlinson. So Barkley's amazing, man. I'm excited to watch Barkley play, man. I'm always excited to watch him play.
Oh my God, he's gonna be worth the price of admission alone this year.
Yes, he was worth the price of admission alone last year, and But everybody thinks they're gonna struggle because there's no Beckham, but I think it balances our offense, and I think our offense will be more dangerous because you can go to anybody now. It's not like he has to force the ball to Odell Beckham. So I just think that our offense will, I said that in one video, I think we'll be better without Odell Beckham. Honestly, that's true. Their offensive line is better.
Now, this is a common worry a lot of people bring up about the loss of Beckham. Do you worry about opposing defenses stacking the box because Beckham's no longer there? And if we don't have that traditional X receiver, if say Shepard struggles at developing that role, a receiver that can stretch the field, do you worry about them putting 8 men in the box and doing basically what the Titans did to Barkley late in the year when we didn't have Beckham in the lineup?
Yeah, that worries me. I mean, I'm not going to lie. You put 8 in the box, you should put 8 in the box. You should make Eli Manning beat you. If you're a defense, you should go in there with the mindset, we're going to stop Saquon Barkley. But at that point, your receivers got to win battles, and your quarterback's got to put it on there. And you do that a few times. If you're putting 8 in the box, that's man-to-man coverage, and you break a couple big plays, Sterling Shepard can run routes. Sterling Shepard can get loose.
And Golden Tate's a great slot receiver.
Exactly. So you get these guys in space, and who knows about a kid like Darius Slayton? I mean, he's looked amazing. Or Corey Coleman, the guys that can stretch the field. You hit a couple big plays on a slant, because like I said, you beat a guy man-to-man on an inside slant, he's gone. Because you're not catching him. Everybody's in the box, so he's behind the defense. You break a couple of those, that stops everything. It only takes one big play.
Could be another vital piece as well. Obviously, we've talked about him, Evan Ingram.
Right.
But go ahead and get that super chat.
Kid Blue, by the way, anybody that has not done so, please go over there and check out Kid Blue. Awesome channel, great kid. I still don't think he's 21, but he has a great channel, and him and his buddy Jay Zach do something similar to this, so definitely check out his content. He's awesome. Dilly, thank you for the super chat. He says, that's why running back is my favorite position. If you have a great run game, you control the clock, wear down defense, etc. It is absolutely essential. You're absolutely right. $5 boom from Kid Blue. Thank you so much, my man. Dilly, brother. I really appreciate it.
Kid Blue is the best. And football's not a complicated game. Everybody says it's a passing game. I still think it's the same way it used to be.
Always.
The running game sets up the pass, and it always will.
Is Dallas really good because of Dak Prescott? No. They're really good because of Ezekiel Elliott and the offensive line. I mean, that's what it is. Dak Prescott's never thrown more than 23 touchdowns in a season, but they're 32-16 since he's been there. It's not because of Dak Prescott can succeed because of Ezekiel Elliott. You look how poor he was when Ezekiel Elliott was suspended those 6 games. You need a running back.
Right.
Sam Darnold is going to be much better this year because they have Le'Veon Bell. I mean,
now the problem the Jets, I think, will still have is that I don't think they improved that offensive line that much.
But they have a better running back.
Le'Veon Bell will suffer a little bit because of it. But I completely agree. Sam Darnold's going to be much better this year because of the weapons they added with him and Crowder. I expect the Jets to be much improved this year.
Yeah, I do too. I think the Jets will be a lot better offensively. But I think that you need – remember the Philadelphia Eagles. They won the Super Bowl. They had – Jay Ajayi, they had Darren Sproles, they had great running backs.
On both sides of the trenches. They had the interior defensive linemen. They had the great offensive line. The Eagles controlled the clock that year, and that's why they won football games. They didn't kill anybody. You remember when they played the Giants that year, the Giants were in both those games. They should have won, arguably both, I think, if I remember correctly. Definitely the second game.
We lost the first game on a 61-yard field goal.
Right.
That's what happened there. I remember. I mean, I can't forget that.
And the second game was the game where you threw for 500 yards. It was like that game where
Sterling Shepard went off. Sterling Shepard kills the Eagles. I don't know what it is about Shepard and the Eagles, but he kills them. And Barkley killed them last year. Barkley destroyed the Eagles. Yeah. But the Eagles had a tough time with good running backs last year, man. They did. You know. And that's kind of what we're, I don't know if Josh is still in here, but it's part of the reason I think the Bears take a step back. I don't trust their running game, and Mitch Trubisky can't do it by himself. I do bust his balls a little bit. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have to, but that's part of it. Running game is extremely essential. We still have the running game.
Did you see that poll? You just got me thinking because we're talking about the Eagles. Did you see that poll that came out? I forgot who conducted it. I don't know if it was ESPN. I forget. But they ranked the best fan bases in, of all 32 teams. Giants ranked 4th.
I did see that.
And they had the Cowboys, I think, at 1.
Yeah, that's BS.
And the Patriots at 2, maybe, and the Eagles at 3.
Yeah, I'll give the Eagles that, but I'm not giving the Cowboys. They're the biggest fair weather fan. I know, and I'm talking about the Cowboy fans in the chat because I love my Cowboy fans in the chat. They're great, but there's so many fair weather Cowboys, and I'm talking about my life, where I live. The amount of Cowboy fans that show up when they're good and disappear when they're bad. I'm talking about what I see every day, and I've said this before. I live right on the Massachusetts border. I have never seen tons of Patriots fans around here. Ever. They're rare. And they're right there. So there's no bandwagon Patriots fans here. But the Cowboys, I'm honest to God, Chris, when the Cowboys are good, you will see 1-1 Cowboys-Giants. I swear to God.
Really?
Yeah. It's huge.
That's crazy.
It's huge.
I mean, I remember when I was in school, growing up, elementary school, everybody either had a Cowboys, because, it was the early 90s, so, the Cowboys and the Niners, everybody either had a Cowboys starter jacket or a 49ers starter jacket. And you're absolutely right. The Cowboys definitely have the fair weather fans. That fan base comes, and they definitely have their diehards, like Sean.
Oh, God, yes, of course.
Yeah, just like let's be fair, you're a Yankee fan. Same thing with the Yankees.
Oh, God, yeah. Absolutely. And I hate Yankee bandwagon fans more than any other fan base because that's my damn team. I spit blood for the Yankees. And, I hate that. God, I hate when they come up to me and try to talk to me about, shut up. Get away from me.
Right.
Aaron Boone is a bandwagon Yankee fan. I think he tries to sabotage our team. But,
Yeah,
So,
I just want to say hello to Stealth Raven who popped in the chat. But, a couple of
Nations is also here. I know Nations is your boy right there.
Oh, Nations is the man. What's going on, Nations? Odell Beckham in the house. Last Jedi in the house. Jeremy Hansman in the house.
My man Washington. Yeah, Odell Beckham is here. We're about to talk about you, Odell. My man Washington Park is in the house. Afghanistan's here. What is going on? By the way, guys, if you have not subscribed to the Entertainah Talking Sports, the link is in the description. So please go in there and check it out. Or if one of my mods could drop the link to his channel in the chat, I'd appreciate that as well. One of my favorite baseball players in the world, Greg Bird, is in the house.
Yeah, you are not a fan of Greg Bird.
I hate him.
Every time I pop in one, your two favorite Yankees are Greg Bird and Aaron Boone.
Don't forget Jonathan Holder.
Yeah.
Sucks. But yeah, let's talk about the Odell Beckham thing.
Oh God! I mean, what else is new? I mean, he's Odell Beckham. Let's be fair. I'm gonna be fair to Odell Beckham a little bit. Landon Collins, I think, has been much worse.
Oh God, yes.
Since he's left the team, Odell Beckham, for the most part, seemed to kind of steer away from going after the Giants. Now we all know. By the way, get that real quick before we keep talking there.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm a little behind.
You got a super chat there from OGR.
Okay.
But I'll let you get it.
I still haven't seen it. By the way, quick plug. OGR will be on the channel Friday night about 10:30, just so you guys know. Why is that not showing up? My chat freeze?
No, maybe.
There it is right there. Thank you so much for the super. There it is. That's really strange. And then it just disappeared. I think it's freezing. But thank you so much for the super chat, OGR. There it is. What the hell is going on? Dilly, my man. He says, what up, my favorite YouTubers? Thanks so much. Really appreciate that. $5 boom from OneGiantRebuttal.
Who's yours, the man? I'm looking forward to that stream. I'll definitely check that
That'll
out.
be a lot of fun.
But like I was going to say, let's be fair about Odell Beckham. When he was with the Giants, he did not shy away from subliminally. He would never say Eli's name. He would never come out and say it, but we all knew what he was talking about.
Oh, God.
And I will say he kind of was on his best behavior last year. I gave him the benefit of the doubt last year. He came into camp, even though he didn't have a contract, and then they, of course, awarded him with that huge contract, and then he went back to his old ways. And then, he comes out, and, you heard what he said. I mean, he said that he felt like not just as a player, spiritually, emotionally, he was confined as a New York Giant. Now he feels like he's free. Go be free in Cleveland. Go be free in Cleveland. Yeah. That's all I got to say about that. I didn't make a video on it because I am so sick of talking about Odell Beckham. I'm like, he's not a Giant anymore. I'm not even going to bother anymore. I would just want to ignore that guy. I'm sick of him.
I love talking about him.
No, I know you.
It's fun. It's fun for me because I like to get in on him a little bit because it's just like I said in my video, the only guy holding Odell Beckham back is Odell Beckham. The Giants forced him. If anybody actually sat there and watched this guy for 5 years, the crap he pulled, the things he said, the Giants were extremely tolerable with his actions. And you could see Eli Manning force the ball to Beckham a number of times to appease him. Right. That killed us.
Right before the half.
Yeah, when Saquon Barkley was wide open in the flat for a touchdown.
Right.
So we saw that so many times at Beckham, and like I said, they held him back, they kept him on leash. Now they want to say, Eli Manning did miss some deep throws to him. Eli Manning did miss some throws to him, And listen, Baker Mayfield at this juncture in his career is a better quarterback than Eli. I'm not going to deny that. And you guys all know I'm a big Baker Mayfield fan. Hey, I'm going to put money on him to win the MVP this year because I think Baker can win the MVP. I think Cleveland's going to win the AFC North, and I think that they're going to at least get to the divisional round. I don't know if they're going to get to the AFC Championship game, but I'll give them the divisional round of the playoffs. But what if they fail? What if Cleveland is 7-9 again? What if Beckham has worse numbers than he did with the Giants? Thank you for the super chat, Brandon Rogers. Little $1. Boom! Thank you so much, Dilly, my friend.
Dilly.
We appreciate it. And who's he going to blame? That was like the last part of my video. Are you going to blame Baker Mayfield? You're going to blame Fred Kitchens? Because you can't go, well, I only had 68 catches for 907 yards and 4 touchdowns. You're 7-9. Oh, Eli Manning stinks. You can't say that.
You can't blame Eli anymore, that's for sure.
Right, and you can't blame Shermer, Gettleman, Reese, McAdoo. You can't blame anybody. Right. So I honestly don't think he's going to put up better numbers with Cleveland. They have too much talent.
I agree.
And I'll tell you this.
Landry, they got a lot of weapons over there.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt will be there week 8. They got Nick Chubb. They got a really good team. David Njoku's a good tight end, But if Baker Mayfield starts to try to force the ball to Odell Beckham, which I don't think he will, because Baker's his own guy. Baker has no problem standing up and saying, F you, I'm not throwing the ball to you, you're not open. But if for some reason Baker feels the need to force it to Beckham, you're going to see them miss on a lot of stuff. You just have to play. You have to find who's open. You can't just go out there and blindly throw to guys because they're like, I want the ball. There's Keyshawn Johnson. Throw me the damn ball.
Oh, God. Remember that? Yeah.
And
Eli had that problem early in his career with Shockey.
Oh, God, yeah. And then what happened? We dumped Shockey's. Well, Shockey broke his leg. We won a Super Bowl. We dumped his ass. We won another Super Bowl. Right?
Kevin Bush, Jake Bauer were just as effective.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's addition by subtraction. I'm not going to say the Giants' offense will be better. I mean, let's be fair here, though. As good as Odell Beckham was, it's not like the Giants' offense were world beaters while he was here. I mean, even the year they went 11-5, they weren't a good offense.
No, their offense was not good. Their best offensive years were 14 and 15. Those are their best offensive years. 2015 was the best. That was really good offense, but the defense was awful, which was why we got so excited in 2016. We spent all the money on defense saying, look how good this offense is. And we added Evan Ingram. This offense is going to blow up and it never, because the offensive line was crap.
Yeah.
The offensive line's a lot better.
That was the thing. That whole system, that McAdoo brought in, it was a Band-Aid. Rather than fixing the O-line, they brought in a guy whose philosophy was to get the ball out in 2 seconds.
Right.
Because they knew that they had holes on the O-line.
Yeah, and now we have a good offensive line. If it's average, it's a lot better than we've been. And this definitely could be average to above average. There's no doubt about it.
I'm not going to say it's going to be top 7 or 8, but I think it's going to be above average. Even if it's slightly, but I think it'll be above average.
I think we're going to be top 15.
Yeah.
I definitely do. We've improved at every position except for center.
Yeah. Technically we improved. Halfield got hurt.
True. Yeah. And then, of course, the left side, Solder and Hernandez played so much better in the second half of the season. It was ridiculous because they built the chemistry.
Right.
Will Hernandez could be a Pro Bowler this year. He's got that kind of talent.
I think Hernandez is in for a big year this year.
Yeah. And if he's in for a big year, and that helps Solder, and we run that left side, and Barkley's, ripping off freaking 20, 30-yard runs, breaks a 70-yard touchdown, they establish the run. That's, like I said, that's play-action pass to Evan Ingram. That's play-action pass, quick slant to Shepard or Tate. And these guys can convert first downs on that. They can get 7 yards, 8 yards and that stuff and chew up chunks of yards. Giants' offense can be very good this year. I worry about the defense. I think the defense has improved, but it's young, and there's no doubt they're going to go through growing pains. They have to. Our secondary is extremely young. And, we got guys like Lorenzo Carter, I think, needs to take a big step. B.J. Hillies, they were good last year. They need to be a lot better this year. And X-Man, obviously, we're looking
Marcus
for big.
Golden.
Right, Golden
could be a big X factor.
Exactly, because he's played in better system and he's a veteran.
Right.
And that's kind of like Janoris Jenkins needs to be the veteran of that young secondary, which your Sam Beals and your DeAndre Bakers and your Jabril Peppers. So same thing with Andre Bethea. They got to tie that. So I like that the Giants have a couple of veterans, with their young defensive front seven, and then they got a couple of veterans with the secondary. The Giants defense could be better. It's not going to be great, but it could be better.
The Peppers acquisition. I think Peppers going to be the best player in this defense. I love that. Everything you've read about that guy. I love the Peppers acquisition.
Yeah. Wouldn't you like to be a Pepper too? Wait, is that you? Don't you have a shirt that says "I'm a pepper"?
Yeah, it's a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
It says "I'm a pepper." I'm trying to remember. I needed a T-shirt. I don't know why. I was completely misdressed one day, and it was a really hot day. I was going to the beach, and there was like a thrift store on the way, and that was the first shirt I saw. I said, "Oh, let me just get it," and that's what it was. It's "I'm a pepper." I don't even like Dr. Pepper. I just like the shirt. I'm like, just give me a T-shirt. The first one, I just grabbed it, put it on.
I'm a pepper. But yeah, so again, the Giants, man, I think they'll be. I honestly do. I think they'll be better. And part of it is looking at what they did the last 4 games on offense, minus that Titans game where the weather was bad. We had a couple opportunities. We turned the ball over, and we couldn't run. But we killed Washington. We put up 35 on Dallas, and their defense did play in that game. And we put up big numbers against the Eagles. We should have put up a lot more. They stopped running Barkley in the second half. I mean, we should have put up 30 some odd against them, and then we
we could have easily, and a lot of teams
put up 38 against Tampa.
He missed 7-1 the last 8 games.
Yeah,
easily.
Yeah,
because we went 4-4. The Colts should have won. The Cowboys should have won. Eagles should have won.
Yeah, Tennessee's the one that killed us.
We should have lost, but that's 7 wins.
Yeah. And, I mean, look at it. Like I said, Saquon was killing the Eagles. We should have won that game. We put up 27 against the Colts, who were fighting for the playoff life. So they were trying.
They were the best team in football at that point. I mean, they won 9 or 10 in a row.
Yep. And we had them. But the defense couldn't hold it.
On the road.
Yep. Defense couldn't hold it. So that's why I am excited. That's why I think, like I said, the Giants are going to be number 1 in offense. They're not going to score 500 points. But I think the Giants could definitely average 25, 26 points a game this year.
Yeah.
Defense has to be better. NJ Wolf's in the house, my man from Australia. What is going on, NJ Wolf? Thank you for joining the stream. Kevin Durant's here.
You get a lot. I've noticed that. You get a lot of Aussies.
I do have a lot of Aussies.
I think it's the accent. I think it's the accent.
No, they don't like it. I forgot who it was. It wasn't New Zealand '89, and it wasn't NJ Wolf. Oh God, who's my other Aussie that comes in here? He's like, he goes, he says, mate, your Australian accent needs work, but good try. I forgot who it was.
I tell you, I couldn't do that. I can't do that accent. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. You go to Troy. It is what it is. Yeah. I should have grabbed 2 beers instead of 1. And I'm empty. I'm dry over here.
You didn't put the lemon in the Corona.
They never put lime in there. No lime in there. No lime in the middle of the Corona. They threw the orange and the Blue Moon in there. Blue Moon is Josh's favorite beer.
Really?
Oh yeah, Josh from the Sports Critic.
No.
Oh yeah, he loves it.
Yeah, you're full of shit. He told me that when I went over there. He said he hated Blue Moon.
I know. Right. You should have. Yeah. I have to go back and watch your stream. I didn't watch it. Did you at least teach those guys a little something about beer, please?
I got him some Peronis.
What did they think?
Josh was not the biggest fan.
Oh,
He liked it, but he still prefers Bud Light.
God. You'll get him into shape. Carlos, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Dilly, I really appreciate it. He says, you think Saquon will lead the league in scrimmagers again? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he'll have more than he did. You know what? I'm going to go out, but let me just get the $5 boom from Carlos Rodriguez. Thank you, my friend. I really appreciate it, brother. Dilly, thank you so much. I'm going to go out bold predictions. Saquon Barkley will lead the league in rushing this year. He's going to lead the league in rushing.
You think in rushing? Yeah. Well, what was he? He was definitely top 3 or 4 last year, right?
I think he was 3rd. And that's when the Cowboy fans wanted to argue when I did that video that Saquon's better. They also, Zeke led the league in rushing. I said he had 43 more rushing attempts. He had 100 more yards.
Right.
Come on.
I want the Giants this year. I said they average 22 carries a game. I want them to average 30 as a team. So I want them to have whatever 8 times 16. What is that? Another 128. 150 carries.
128.
But some of that's going to be on Gallman, and but I want them to run the ball a lot more this year.
I think Saquon needs to average 22 rushes a game.
Yeah, that was the magic number last year. Remember that?
Yeah, that's what he
said
needs.
That every time he rushed over like 20-something carries, they won.
Yeah, every time.
It's not rocket science.
No, it's not. Pat Shermer makes it out to be sometimes for whatever reason, but it's one thing to do it in the first half of the Cowboys game, not run him, which ticked me off anyway. But when he is just manhandling the Eagles, and you could see Solder and Hernandez dominating on that side, and he just ran his ass off. He's catching it, and they just stopped using him. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? I didn't get it. And hopefully they're just more consistent running the ball, and they got a better offensive line. And then there's no Beckham. So there's nobody sit there go, I need the ball more. I need the ball more. Stop giving it to Saquon. That's the other thing. When Saquon broke that 50-yard touchdown run, Beckham screamed at the cooling fan. Remember that?
Oh, my God. Remember? Yeah. No, I'm going to try to be fair. Maybe it was out of celebration, but it was not a good look.
It looked weird, whatever it was.
Yeah, it was not a good look.
Yeah.
At all. And I remember he was the last guy to go over there and, like, congratulate him. I remember that.
Yeah, I'm not saying he didn't like it, but, Beckham wants to be the star, and he wasn't last year. He wasn't. And he always has an excuse, and maybe it's valid, but there were 2 times last year before the half that he went in before the last play because he said he had cramps. One of them was in that Eagles game. Yeah.
And that pissed me off. And maybe it was valid, but he said that he didn't drink water. Who doesn't drink water?
I don't drink water. I do, but I always say I don't. Like, people always like, why don't you drink some water? I drink water at the gym, but other than that, I really don't. I never drink water. Like, how come we don't drink water? I'm like Odell Beckham. I don't believe in water. Give me a beer or give me Diet Pepsi or something. I don't believe in it. But it'll be, I do. I think the Giants can be very good offensively this year. And I think as long as our defense plays better, and we have an easier schedule. I'm telling you, I do it every year, Chris. Every year, man. We get out of the draft. I'm down on the Giants. We're going to be 5-11. We're not going to win a lot of games. We'll be 5-11, 6-10. Then we get to minicamp and the OTAs, and I start hearing all the positive news, which everybody does that. It's just a build drop, and I buy into it. So I'm like, now we might be 7-9, maybe 8-8. But by the time the season gets here, and they have a couple good games in preseason, I'm like, well, man, look at this guy, look at that guy. Oh, and the schedule's easy. 9-7 for the Giants. It's going to happen. By the time week 1 comes here, I'm going to say, I already told Sean at the Sports Radar, Giants are going to beat Dallas week 1. That's my upset right there.
I'll tell you this. If that does happen, I will buy into the fact that I think they could potentially make the playoffs. That is such a big game. Because if they can win that game, then they've got the Bills at home. They've got the Redskins. They've got some winnable games early on. Maybe they start to go on a roll. They build some confidence.
That's what they need. They need confidence. They need to learn how to win against SpermCell's got 5-11 out there. Of course he does. But yeah, that's something that they don't have, that winning culture in the locker room. But winning is contagious, man. You start to put things together. You start to win some games. You get that confidence. Like, you know what? We are that good. Because everybody believes they're good, but you start taking some bad losses. You're sitting here at 0-3, 1-5.
Right.
You're going to be like, and you start
like
to doubt yourself.
They always do that. Even when they were good, they would either start really bad or really good, and they'd be the reverse in the second half. Other than the Super Bowl year, I think they started 0-2. They finished 10-6.
Yeah.
But I mean, it always seemed that way. Like they either get off like a 2-6 start or a 6-2 start, and then the last 8 games would be the complete reverse.
Right.
Obviously, not in recent years. They've just been bad.
Yeah.
But I'm saying when they were like an 8-8, 9-7 type team, it would always be like, it wouldn't be like a 4-4 and 4-4 half. It would be like a 1-7 and 7-1 half or something like that.
I think that since 2009, the Giants have won their first game twice in 10 years. Oh, Carlos, man, thank you so much for the super chat, bro. I really appreciate it, my man. Dilly. He says there's always good teams that last year will be bad this year, vice versa. So you never know. It's true. Football's it's a long season. There's injuries. There's a lot that goes into it. And it's a lot about matchups.
I was looking at in 2017, the year the Eagles won the Super Bowl. The Eagles going into that year, I looked at the power rankings. The Eagles were ranked, I think, 21st in the power rankings going in. They won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
The Rams were ranked 27th, and the Jaguars were ranked 26th.
Yep.
Jaguars went to the AFC title game. Rams, I think, went like 12-4. Yep. So you can't – I don't care what the power rankings say before the season. Tell me what the power rankings are in Week 8.
Cares. First of all, Carlos Rodriguez, $5. Boom! Thank you so much. And I don't know what is going on with OneGiantRebuttal. So I saw that pop up. There it is again. It pops up, disappears, pops up. OneGiantRebuttal's got like some peekaboo thing going on with his super chat. Whatever it is. But Dilly, thank you so much for the super chat. OGR, I really appreciate it. He says, I'll be at the Bills game. Week 2 home opener. Very nice. Thank you so much for the $3 super chat. Dilly. $3. Boom! Thank you so much. This tag is itching the living hell out of me. Back
you get a new shirt there?
I got a little bit of a sunburn in the back of my neck. So the tag is rubbing on it, and that's why I keep itching the back of my neck. It's bothering the hell out of me. It really is. You know, because when you get a little bit of a sunburn, your skin starts to peel. So I just got out of the shower and. You know, it's being a pain.
Was you on the beach, or you just got?
No, it was at mother-in-law's house on Sunday.
Okay.
And I'm figuring, I don't burn for the hell of it. But there's been no sun, so I really don't have any base. So I got a little, not real bad, but little burnt. But it is the Ron Effect is in the house.
Ron Effect, yeah, I'm sure that's the real Ron Effect. But Ron Effect, he seems to pop in. And every once in a while, but I noticed that there's no space on his name.
Yeah, I noticed that too. And I noticed there's no subscribers on that channel, which is strange.
Yeah, the real Ron Effect has about 9,000, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe
weird.
That's his brother.
Don Effect. But, so like I said, I think the Giants, I think they'll be, we'll see. But
yeah, we'll see is right. And, like we said, there's not a ton to talk about right now because this is kind of a dead time. The OT is over, the mandatory minicamps are over. We got to wait. I think July 25th is the first day of training camp, if I'm not mistaken. So we've got still about 3 weeks, a month until that. You got NBA free agency, so that'll kind of carry us over, and then we'll be getting ready for training camp.
Yeah, which will be great. That's, like I said, that's right around my birthday, so that'll be a lot of fun. What do you want for your birthday? I just want to sit there and watch the Giants in training camp for the day. Leave me alone. I'm going to be 43. What the hell do I want at this juncture? But, we got time, so will you take some questions from the chat right now if you guys want? We got through 40 minutes of talking about stuff, so we can always talk Giants. It doesn't matter if anything's going on. The thing is, when there is stuff to talk, this is why we've talked about going to 2 shows a week, because if we can fill up an hour and a half of time in June,
right,
when we have a lot of stuff to talk about, it probably is going to need 2 shows. So we look forward to doing that. We'll
do something like a recap on early in the week and then a preview to the following week's game.
Yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun. Yeah. Definitely looking forward to that. But we'll definitely take questions if you guys want to ask anything, or you got any thoughts on the 2019 Giants and the product we're putting on the field.
I see that somebody just popped a funny name. I just missed it. Oh, Dwayne Haskins era. Says, hey, guys, I'll see you guys later. Well, Dwayne Haskins, thank you for popping in.
Yeah, Dwayne Haskins' era was formerly I Love Alex Smith.
Oh,
I asked him. Yes, I asked him. So he's a Skins fan, obviously.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Jared, it was really hot today, Jared Williams. You said it's going to be hot this week. Today was scorching.
It was like 87.
Yeah, it felt scorching to me.
I'll take it.
Maybe, yeah.
I like it. I was gonna say it ain't nothing compared to Texas. You can get those days 106.
Texas, when I was there, it was 93 one day. It felt like 110.
The one video you did, you had a flannel on. I think I commented. I said, "You got a flannel on in Texas?"
It was rolled up. It was rolled up.
I don't give a damn.
I was going out to a bar with Sean. Really nice bar, tight ends, and the women had tight ends there.
Nice.
But it was it was we had a fun time.
For the flannel. Get out of your damn mind. Who gives a damn where you're going? You were in that car. I said, oh, my God, what is this guy doing?
I should have brought out a T-shirt or something.
You should have just went topless. For those who don't know, when I Skyped Chris, he was topless. So there you go,
lady.
Right, ladies, you can dream about that. But yeah, I said, oh my God, I can't believe you're wearing that thing down there. I was like, Jesus, gotta be hot as hell down in Texas.
Oh, it was hot. It was hot.
So where are they exactly? San Antonio? What part of Texas is that?
Well, I don't know if they want me to say that or not, but yeah, they're pretty. They're not in Dallas. They're somewhat
outside
close to
of Dallas. Arlington,
they're pretty close to Dallas.
Okay, so it's Dallas.
Not that far of a drive.
Dallas area. Okay,
Yeah,
I just didn't know. I didn't know where they were because I know.
Yeah.
Some guys I talked to back in the day lived in Arlington. They didn't live in Dallas, or they lived just north or just south. You know, Texas is a massive state. So.
Oh my God, biggest state. I mean, it's huge. Well, California I think is the biggest, but probably second biggest. Yeah, it's huge. James says, please we're gonna bring back the nonsense. I don't know if it's gonna be an every week thing, but we're definitely gonna bring back the nonsense.
We will. Like I said, that's more of a football season thing because there's not a lot that goes on Friday night. So, this time of year it's difficult. It's summertime. Friday nights times to go out, or a lot of times I might be doing the Yankees or whatever it is. Or that's actually when I want to start doing my collab stuff is Friday nights. I'm just gonna call it the Doghouse, and I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna have a guest. OGR is gonna be on there this Friday. It'll be my first one. But I did that video. There's a lot of people I want to work with. I asked SpermCell if he would be on the channel sometime now that he does videos, and I'm like, I know he's not have a problem showing his face. There's a bunch of guys. I heard Simus, big Cowboys video maker, he will be on with me week 1 when we play Dallas. He said we'll do a pregame or postgame thing. I think that'd be awesome. I've known Simus forever. EDP said he would work with me December 9th, the week of the Eagles and Giants. Yeah, so we'll see if he comes through. But a guy, Beast that he says, do you want me to ask him? He said, I talked to him outside of Utah. I said, yeah. And he's like, he said he's down. I'm like, yeah, it's great because that will be very interesting and very fun. Rudy.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much for the super chat, Rudy, my man. Dilly. Cut his name to Rudy T. Much easier to say. He says, what's up, Cannoli Cartel? You guys doing any fantasy? Thank you so much. Dilly, $2 holla. Boom! Yes, doing fantasy.
We're both going to be in the same league, the Sports Critic League.
Yes.
Going to be a part of that.
Yes, the Content Creators League.
The new channel that I'm affiliated with, of course, Rudy, I'm still doing my New York content on my channel, but it's going to be renamed, but same channel. But on the other channel, the Sports Fury, we're doing a Content Creators League, and Baddog's going to be a part of that. And I do my own fantasy leagues on my own as well. Yeah,
I've been in a league for, like a keeper league for, God, it's got to be 10 years now. My 2 keepers this year, because wherever you draft a guy, if you want to keep him the next year, you have to give up 2 rounds before you draft him originally. So you draft the guy in the 10th round, you have to give up an 8th round pick. So last year in the 12th round, I drafted Baker Mayfield because I knew. And I'm going to hold on to Baker. So I got my quarterbacks. I got Baker Mayfield and Deshaun Watson. They're going to be my quarterbacks going into the year.
It's a 2-quarterback league?
Yep. It's a yes.
I'm in a 2-quarterback league as well.
Those are difficult.
I love that format because it is difficult, but it's more challenging.
Especially with 12 teams. It's really hard.
Oh, it's 12 teams?
12 teams. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. So half the teams don't have a backup.
Right.
What are they doing a bye week?
We have 2. It's 2 flex positions. You can play one flex with any position.
Oh,
the other flex has to be a running back or receiver.
Okay. I see. Okay. Yeah. So then that week they played 2 running backs or wide receiver, whatever. Yeah. Okay.
But that's tough. It's a tough league. But we got our quarterbacks, and I can just concentrate on running backs. We pick early. We had a bad year last year, so I think we picked 3rd or 4th. So I'm like, well, Saquon's going first. I have no doubt.
Barkley's definitely going to be the first pick. In my opinion, he should be in every league.
Then I'll probably be Todd Gurley.
Yeah.
And then
with the injury, I don't know.
And then,
might be Zeke.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I'm going to end up with Zeke. Watch. I won't take him. He had 6 touchdowns last year. I'm not taking him.
I'll reach. I'll take Melvin Gordon. I'll reach.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon's a keeper in our league. That's the other thing. The running backs in that league, you can't get anybody. They're all kept. It is so hard to get a running back in that league. Unless it's a top-tier running back.
Is such a thin position to begin with.
It is. It is, man. It is. So it's hard, but... Gurley's injury going to ruin his career probably after a while. Chuck Sharts is in the house. Chuck, I haven't seen Chuck Sharts in a long time. The Phillies ace says, Baddog and the Entertainah, would you rather have the Giants O-line or the Eagles O-line?
It's a good question. I mean, going in, I got to probably say the Eagles because the Giants still haven't played together, right? They have a lot of turnover to this offensive line. They got 2 new offensive linemen. Hernandez still in his 2nd year. But I do think the Giants' offensive line has the potential to be better.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, our offensive line would be better, but the Eagles' offensive line is pretty solid. Yeah. Although they had a hard time protecting the quarterback last year, and I said that I did a preseason game with the Eagles and the Browns, and I remember saying that. I'm like, I know it's preseason, and I don't try to read too much into it. But I remember saying in that stream, of course, I did it in an Australian accent, and Gio Mon's like, well, we need to stop that already. But I was like, the Eagles seem like they're having a hard time protecting their quarterbacks. Like, they were getting their ass kicked. Cleveland had pressure on them every time. And I'm like, Cleveland has got better with Myles Garrett, but I mean, come on, man. They're not the 86 Giants. They're not the 85 Bears. It was a jailbreak every time. So I thought that and Wentz ended up getting hurt again. So their offensive line didn't do a really good job of pass blocking. They got better at the end of the year. But we don't pass block.
Jedi asked a good question. I don't want to forget it. She said, who do you think will have more of an impact on the secondary this year, DeAndre Baker or Jabril Peppers? Great question. I think both of them are going to have big impacts, but I'm going to go Jabril Peppers just because I don't know from the jump, from day one, I don't know Baker's role yet. Because it's very possible, and that's something we could have talked about a little bit more, was some preseason battles. It's possible Sam Beal wins that job. So, and Jabril Peppers, I think, is huge in terms of being a better coverage safety than Landon Collins was. I think Peppers is going to have a big effect on this secondary. I think they both will. But if I had to pick one, I would say Peppers.
Me too. He's league tested.
Yeah.
You know, he knows the speed of the game. Sam Beal is coming off an injury, and we don't really know what he can do. He's got a lot of talent. He was a steal. Obviously, he's a first-round talent. You know, we had to give up a third-round pick for him in the supplemental draft, but he's got a lot of talent. But I think Peppers, because he's been in the league, I think he'll have the bigger impact. Raphael asked me Murray or Mayfield. I got to go with Baker because Baker's shown he can play in the league. Now, yeah. I think by the end of their careers, Baker also has a lot better team around than Kyler Murray does right now.
Oh, much better.
So Kyler Murray can run, and Kyler Murray's going to have to run. Kyler Murray, if he can get through the first 2 years unscathed, and they can build around him, I think Murray could have the better career than Baker. But Murray's got to get a better team around him. It's going to take a while for Murray to become what he can become, in my opinion.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know this about this Browns offensive line. Last year, I think they were ranked third in pass protection. So they did a great job really building the foundation for Mayfield to succeed over there.
Now, they did lose a huge piece in Zeitler.
Right.
That's a big piece.
Yeah, now, I don't remember the guy's name. They drafted a guy a couple of years ago in the second round that they think is going to be able to replace Zeitler. Fine, we'll see. I don't remember the guy's name. That's why they were willing to trade Zeitler. Right. But, that'll be interesting. Zeitler, I think he was ranked the fifth best guard in football last year, so that definitely could hurt the offensive line for sure.
And it helps ours.
Which is what we really care about.
Exactly, yeah. Do you think Eli Manning can make Golden Tate a great cannoli wide receiver? I honestly, no. I told you. Vinny Testaverde could do it. You know, Vince Ferragamo back in the day could have done it. You know, Dan Marino, you're Italian guys. But Eli Manning is not Italian, so no.
Joe Montana.
Joe Namath. Joe Namath can do a lot with his cannoli, from what I understand.
But, no, I think Golden Tate actually fits this system really well. With all the play-action rollouts, I think Tate is going to fit in nicely with the Giants this year. I think it was a good acquisition. I don't like the years and the money they paid him based on his age, but I do think he is a good fit for the Shermer offense.
I completely agree, and I think he's a good fit for our locker room.
Well, I think that's the biggest reason why.
And he was good, man. He was on pace for 1,000 yards. He went to the Eagles, and he didn't do well there.
He didn't fit there.
Because he didn't have. You can't come in the middle of the year and build chemistry with a quarterback. You can't do that.
Well, I will say Amari Cooper did a pretty good job.
Yeah, well, Cooper's a different story, and they had nobody else to throw to.
Right. Good point.
You know, so they had to. But Cooper struggled the first couple games, and then he really balled out. SpermCell gave CBS the double salute, which is probably my favorite rant of last year, and the maddest I was the entire year. And I was mad a lot. But that game where they had that damn Colts and Titans game on, and I missed the first quarter and like part of the second quarter of that Saints game. I was losing my mind. And I laugh every time I watch William Watson's. I haven't seen William Watson in a long time. I hope he's okay.
He'll be back.
I haven't seen Bobby Woodruff either. Bobby Woodruff.
Yeah, where's Bobby been?
No clue. I don't know where the hell he's been. He usually pops in. Right now and says, Baddog, are you taking calls? CBS is number one. Yes, it is indeed, Raphael. Indeed. Now, do you guys think we should have picked Josh Allen or Daniel Jones? Josh Allen.
I'm always going to. Well, I'm not going to always think that. If Daniel Jones is a top 7-8 quarterback in the league, then he was the right pick. But right now, there is no way I'm going to. We both thought Josh Allen was a potential Khalil Mack type talent. Yeah. So there's no way I'm going to change my mind on that before I see Daniel Jones play a snap.
Exactly, and that's the other thing. Josh Allen's going to make an immediate impact. Daniel Jones can't. That's why I still think Josh Allen was the pick. We were 5-11. I felt like we needed a guy that can make an immediate impact. Now, Jones may be better than Josh Allen, and we're obviously hoping so. But going into 2019, Josh Allen's going to have a much better year because Daniel Jones ain't going to play. And if he plays, it's because we're bad.
and Josh Allen really benefited. He got put on an already good defense.
Yeah, he did.
He's gonna thrive with the Jaguars.
Trey Aces, how many years until the Giants win the NFC East?
I mean, that's very hard to say because you can't predict injuries. You can't predict how they're going to draft. You can't predict how Daniel Jones is going to perform. But I don't think next year's out of the realm of possibility. I'll say that. I'm not saying this year. I'm saying the following year. I'm not going to pick them. You know, I'm not saying they're going to. But I think it's possible next year with all the cap space they're going to have if they draft well. And I think in 2 years, definitely they could.
Yeah, I think 2020 is the year. Barkley will be in his third year. You know, it's going to be Daniel Jones. It's going to be his rookie year, so that's going to be kind of difficult. Our offensive line should be a lot better. Our offensive line got better. I would imagine they'll address it even more so going into next year. All of our young defensive players will have a year under their belt, and that young secondary should be a lot better next year. And you'll have guys like Lorenzo Carter and B.J. Hill in their third year. So and you'll have $70 million in cap space to get a huge impact player, maybe Jadeveon Clowney or somebody of that caliber. And that's the year where they could do it. Because Dallas is going to have to pay Dak, and once that happens, it's over. You know? They can't sign Zeke, and then
that $33 million or whatever they're talking about, it's going to cost them. It's going to make a big difference from what I think they're paying him like $2 million right now because he was a late round draft pick. Look, see how it feels when you're paying that guy $30 million more a year, and see how much harder it is to construct a football team.
It is because he's getting a massive percent. He's getting 15% of your cap.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of freaking money
compared to like 1%.
Right.
Yeah.
Entertainah and Baddog, are the Giants going to punt the D-Jacks?
They better not.
Matt Dodge ain't doing
what they did, the Miracle at the Meadowlands Part 2.
Matt Dodge is gone.
Yeah, they better not.
Zvi Mizrahi is in the house. I want to call. We can't call. We haven't figured that out yet, how to do that.
He's a great subscriber of mine, though. He always comments on all my videos. What's going on, Mizrahi?
I think the guy Entertainah said he's doing that tomorrow? Wednesday? Or, I'm sorry, the call-in show. I forgot when you said you were doing that. Next week?
No, I'll probably do it on Sunday or Monday.
Okay.
Because that's when I'm off work, so I can do it earlier. Gotcha. I haven't figured out the day, but definitely Sunday or Monday I'm going to have a call-in show.
Yeah. I got a early stream on Sunday, man. The Yankees play at 10 in the morning on Sunday.
Yankees play? Oh, because of London?
London, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Josie McFly will be with me, and we're going to do the Yankees-Red Sox. It should be fun. Now, another cool thing, I don't know if OGR is still here or not, but Saturday, he's actually going to meet up with the Sports Reaction at his house. Yeah, and they're going to stream the game together, like, in the same room.
Yeah,
which will be
awesome.
Cool to watch.
Yeah,
that'll be
fun.
fun.
That should be cool to watch. OGR is a really good guy. I'm looking forward. He said he's going to go to the Giant-Jet game, so that should be cool to meet him there, too. And I think Rich might be going to that as well.
I think there's a lot of people going to that.
Yeah. So that should be a lot of fun.
Chris and I will have the table set up. We'll have the meet and greet. Signing beer bottles for everybody that wants one.
Yeah.
Empty beer cans.
Cool, man. I gotta organize something. We gotta try to get some kind of, maybe a hero, something.
Yeah.
Get some tables and just be cool to meet some people.
Definitely. That's gonna be awesome, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's Poppy. Can't wait for week 1. Call me stupid or optimistic, but I got a feeling the Giants are going to give us a much better season than most see, says Zvi Mizrahi.
I hope so. I really do. And I'll say I won't rule it out. I'm not one of these fans that says we're definitely winning 4 games, 5 games, 6 games. The NFL's a funny sport, and if things break your way, it's not crazy to think they can win 9 games, in my opinion. I really don't think it is. I'm not picking it, but I don't think it's impossible. 9, 10 games. I don't think it's impossible.
If we have things that break right, definitely.
Yeah.
If we talked about it earlier in the show, we win some games early, and they get a sense of what it is to win, and they build confidence, they definitely could win 9 or 10 games. They got to win early, though. They got to take advantage of the easy schedule at the beginning of the year. They have to beat these teams. They should beat the Bills. They should beat, I can't remember.
Cardinals, Dolphins.
Cardinals, definitely Dolphins.
Yeah.
The Bucks, we should beat Tampa Bay. We should beat Detroit. We should beat the Jets. I think they're after the bye, right? Right before the bye. Right before the bye. We should beat those teams. Those are teams we should beat. Carlos, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Thank you for all the super chats tonight, my man. I really do appreciate it. Dilly brother, he says, who's winning the national title this year at college football? Clemson. Now, you can't go against Clemson. Yeah.
It's usually the Clemson or Alabama. I mean, that's usually who it is.
As long as they have my man Lawrence there, as long as they have Sunshine, they're going to be fine.
Yeah, that guy's unbelievable.
Yes, but $2 holla, boom! Thank you so much for the super chat, man. I really appreciate that. I did see a question I wanted to get to up there, and I don't know where it is. I don't know why I'm having so much problems with my chat. The pop-out chat is lagging on me. I don't know why.
What's going on, Molly Mall? Thank you for being in the chat, my man. Great subscriber. Thank you for being here, buddy. Giants should go 10-6 or 8-8 best, honestly. I think 10-6 is if everything breaks right. If I'm being completely honest, I don't see them winning more than that. I think they're gonna win between 6 and 10 games. You know, if I had to pick right now, I would either say I'd probably say 7 and 9. If I'm being completely honest, but maybe we get lucky this year. Maybe just some things bounce our way.
Marley Marl, yeah. Love Marley Marl. He's
great.
The man.
He's great.
Jaden Dawkins, Giants should go 10-6 or 8-8. I hope so. I mean, again, I think we can be better, but we got to win these games early. We get that win against the Cowboys week 1. That'll do a whole lot for the confidence of this team to go into Dallas and beat the team that is projected to win the division. Oh, that's what it was. Somebody said something about the Redskins. I think SpermCell said they'll be a top 5 team in the NFC in a couple of years. That's a team nobody talks about. I think the Redskins can win the division, man. They were
6-2 last year before the injury. Everybody forgets that.
I just worry about the quarterback situation. I still worry about that. I don't believe in Case Keenum, and Dwayne Haskins, if he plays at all, is going to be a rookie. So, I don't know. That makes it tough for the Skins, but
they lost Crowder too. I don't know what they're.
But they're getting Darius Geis back. Right, that's a huge piece right there. They got AP at over 1,000 yards last year.
Thompson.
And, right.
I think Thompson's
if he can
back,
stay healthy, he's always injured too, as is Jordan Reed. The Redskins are always besieged by injuries. I mean, they already lost Foster to a torn ACL.
Oh, that's right. And another guy we should have mentioned, Jonah Williams, out for the year. The number 11 overall pick, a guy that we thought the Giants might be looking at possibly 17 or 6.
Yes.
He's out for the year.
That's crazy. My man Eagles UK just with a 3-pound boom. That's pounds, not dollars. I really appreciate it, my man. Dilly, he says 9 wins. You guys are funny. Funny how? Like, would it be a clown? We here to amuse you? We here to amuse you? We here to amuse you? Would it be a clown? It's honestly, Eagles UK, it's not that far-fetched. If you look at the schedule, it's pretty easy at the beginning of the year. But like I said,
it came out today. The Giants have the 6th easiest schedule in football.
Yeah. We have to win games early. We win games early, we could win 9 games. We lose games early, we could lose 12 games.
Right.
The first 6 games of this season is everything. We got to be 4-2. Can't be 2-4. It's going to be a long game for 2-4. Last year, we knew going in that our first 8 were brutal. Right. And I remember, this is another reason I left the TTC, man. I can remember I took so much crap from Giants fans last year, Chris. I did a prediction video on this. Now, when I did it with the Sports Jury, I had us going 3-5. But in the first 8 games. But I told everybody the Giants can conceivably go 1-7 in those first 8 games. And people ripped me like you. Oh, you're not a Giants fan. We're going 1-7. I said the only game I see as winner was that Skins game, and we lost that game. Right. So I didn't think we were beating Houston. I remember I had us starting off 0-4. Even when I did the thing with the Sports Jury, I had us going 0-4 to start the year. I thought we were going to beat the Panthers. We should have beat the Panthers.
Yeah.
That game, the officials, that's another one we lost.
63-yard field goal. Oh my God.
And Cam Newton spiked it on 4th down, so they got 5 downs. The horrible penalties. I never, ever have blamed the officiating for a loss, and I blamed the officiating was the worst I'd ever seen. They cost the Giants that game. And then, of course, the 63-yard field goal is just stupid.
Yeah.
But there's another game that doesn't happen to any other team except for the damn Giants. Okay?
It's true.
63-yarder. And Gnome has 2 extra points in Detroit, indoors.
Right, the next week.
Idiot.
Yeah.
So that's, come on. It's just ridiculous. So we were snake bitten. Maybe we got rid of that bad karma. Maybe Odell was that bad karma. Maybe Olivier Vernon. Maybe the hell with it. It's not even Odell. It's Landon Collins. Landon Collins was
Let's
the
blame
bad
Collins.
karma.
Let's blame Collins.
He stinks. He
I'm not going to go that
stinks.
far.
He stinks, Chris. He couldn't cover my mother in a phone booth. He's awful.
I just
84
want to
million.
say hello to Delano. I want to say hello to Kim in Mexico.
Kim in Mexico is in the house. And Delano, yes. Nobody ever gets notifications.
No, but he definitely had problems in coverage. We will not debate that.
84 million.
Yeah, he's overpaid.
I can't wait for Evan Ingram to. Anybody in fantasy, if Evan Ingram's your tight end, both games against the Skins, you start him.
Yeah.
You may even want to. You may even want to flex him that year.
He'll go off that week.
Yeah. 7 for like 123 and 2 TDs.
I really think Evan Ingram. I haven't looked at any fantasy rankings, so I don't know where Evan Ingram is being ranked by the experts. But I think he'd be a top 5 fantasy tight end this year.
I think he could be too. My man Darnell, big money in the house. He says my two favorite guys. What's up, fellas? Thank you, Darnell. Appreciate that. Thank you for being here. Diehard Giants fan. Yes, guys. Anybody that have not, by any chance, if you have not subbed up the Entertainah Diehard Giants fan, drop the link to his channel right there. So please click that link and sub up. This man with the great moss to my left. I don't know if he's on your left in the screen, but he's on my left over here. And when I go to left, it actually goes to my right when I'm looking at it because it's like a mirror image. Get very confused on OBS.
Yeah, it does get confused because I'm kind of looking at you on the Skype, but then I'm looking here and I'm seeing you here because I got the chat up.
That's right. I got you up in the Skype up there. Oh, the other day, real quick, when I did the stream with Rich, I got to kind of condense his screen so I got us both even. And I took a lot of his couch contingent away. Little Baddog. I couldn't get it all in there. I got part of it. I got Eli in there, And but I have the picture up there, the whole Skype. Little Baddog was down here, and he was he was loving it. And then Rich was entertaining him with the guys and like the Batman. It was awesome, man. He's a lot of fun to work with, man. He is a lot of fun to work with.
Rich is a great guy. Rich is a great guy.
Collins is gonna get. Landon Collins and Eli Apples are cancers. Yeah, I agree. SpermCell, thank you so much.
5, 7, and 4. Who are we gonna tie with, SpermCell?
Thank you so much for the super chat.
Eagles?
Dilly, my man. I $2 holla, boom, and one of the funniest comments I've ever seen.
I got a hypothetical question.
4 ties.
I got a hypothetical question for you this year. Would you rather
4 ties?
Obviously, playoffs. You'd rather playoffs, but would you rather go 8-8 and get swept by the Eagles and miss the playoffs, or go 2-14 and sweep the Eagles?
Oh, give me the 2-14 and sweep the Eagles.
I am so sick of losing to that team.
Because we'd have the first overall pick, and we could say to the Eagle fans, "You're the only team we beat. You guys suck." Yeah.
Give me the 2-14 and because it seems like every time we play those guys, we outplay them, but we don't win.
Every time. Well, last year they whooped our ass that first game.
The first game.
Barkley went off, but yeah, the 2017 outplayed them both games with everybody hurt. We outplayed them, and then of course the second game we killed them, which is where Philly 500 came up with the bad. He told me that's where the Bad Dogs and Bad Dog came from. We're up 19-3, and I started losing my mind. And all the Eagle fans in my stream, well, not all of them, but a lot of them were like, "Oh, congratulations, the game's over." I'm like, and I would sit there and go, "You guys don't watch this damn game. You don't watch the Giants and Eagles. We always lose. Find a way to lose every time.
Find a way to lose.
Find a way to lose.
Yeah.
Not this year. No.
I think
win and one.
At least split this year with them.
Got to. Just let us win one.
Yeah.
We've won like one game in the last 12 against them or something ridiculous.
It's been even going back to the McNabb days, we struggled. Then we had the occasional games like the Umanura with the 6 sacks. And
except I was going to say the end of McNabb's career, when we were going through that run, we kicked their ass.
Yeah, at the end.
From 2007 through 2010, minus that miracle in the Meadowlands, and even 2011, our Super Bowl years, our Super Bowl runs, we were kicking their ass.
Yeah.
We kicked
their ass. Early in McNabb's career, they owned us.
They killed us.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the 2008 was the worst because they beat us in the playoffs, and that's the worst playoff experience. That's the worst Giants loss because we should have won the Super Bowl that year. We were the best team in football that year.
Yeah.
Entertainah Bad Dog with the addition of D-Jack's thoughts on Ertz's production this year. Ertz should still have the same production.
Yeah. I'm going to say this, and I think the Eagles have a good team. I think the D-Jack's acquisition is being a little overrated. D-Jack's at this point, how old is he now?
God, he's got to be 30, 32?
Yeah, I mean, he's not what he was. I mean, he could still stretch the field a bit. He was pretty successful with Tampa.
He's got to stay healthy.
I don't think he's going to be that big of an effect on that team this year. I really don't. I think that is one of the more overrated acquisitions this offseason.
Yeah, it's because he went back to the Eagles. They might as well get LaShawn McCoy while they're at it.
Yeah.
Trey A asks, I ever went to practices in Albany all the time. I don't live in Albany though. I live in Saratoga. My PO box is in Albany, but I don't live there. I have to go down there for business a lot of times. My family's down there. But yeah, I used to go all the time. I talked about that a lot. That I really miss them being here, and I always tell the story that 2012 was our last year here, and I really took it all in. I would take 3 weeks vacation in the summer and just go there every day and get my picture taken with these guys and get autographs. And I remember 2012, guys, I was down there and just sitting there watching, just sitting there going, man, this is just unbelievable. Not only is this a professional football team that I'm watching, like, from here to my computer screen, it's my favorite football team. And not only is it my favorite football team, this is the freaking Super Bowl champion Giants that I'm watching.
That's incredible. I went there last year. I might try to go there right before I leave this year. I might go to, like, the first one, the 25th. I went there last year. It was a blast. I went there for one day. I actually saw Ronafek. I didn't talk to him.
I know. You said he's like 5'4".
He's short, yeah. He was like probably 5'4", 5'5", maybe 5'6".
Yeah, I think Chris told me he was taller laying down than he was standing up.
Oh, God, I didn't say that. I did not say that.
I know. I said that. But, yeah, I loved – the thing is, I mean, I don't know. I have not been in that complex down in Jersey. But I do know up in Albany, I mean, they were very good about signing autographs. They were right out in the open. They walked by everybody because that's just how you got to the field. They stayed in the dorms at SUNY Albany, and they walked right to the field, past this rickety-ass fence, and onto the field, and they practiced. But they were really good about signing autographs, and they were really nice for the most part. Strahan was not. I said that before. He was a complete and utter douchebag.
Yeah, you always said that about Strahan.
Worst guy at training camp by far.
Yeah.
Worst guy. Just an ass. He was an ass. He was an arrogant ass. And like I said, he just didn't want to be there. I think that was a lot. But maybe he's not like that now. He hated training. Hated it. OCU Manure was not very good either. Just ignored a lot of people. Eli, his first year.
I could see that. Manure was always the giant that held out. Every year. I remember that. He had like 2 or 3 times where he held out for a contract and it was a distraction.
Yep.
It always worked out in the end, but I remember that being annoying.
Not really good. Not very. Tiki was great. Shockey was great. Eli was great for a long time, but then he gets bombarded. He's the guy there, so he can't obviously sign. He'd be there all day.
Right.
But a lot of the big stars signed. Like I told you I've had my picture taken with Victor Cruz. He was really nice. Awesome guy. Just very, very cool guy, Victor Cruz. The offensive line guys were great. Zach Diassi's one of the coolest guys. I mean, I remember bringing my nephew there in 2009, and he just kept yelling. He was like 5 at the time. And he just kept yelling, Zach, Zach, Zach. And Zach was on his back was to him, signing autographs on this side. And he turned around, he walked over to him. And he gave my nephew, his helmet, his gloves. He said, "Here, hold on to this, buddy." And then he's like, "I want to get my picture taken with you." And he signed something for him, and they got a picture taken, which came out a really nice picture. 3 years later, 2012, I bring him there where they give away the Terrell Thomas T-shirts. Zach Diassi obviously doesn't know him. He's seen a million people. Goes right up to my nephew, like he knew him. And my nephew had grown about a foot. Since he was 9 now, so he went from like 5 to 9. He had the number of his football jersey shaved in his head. And Zach Diassi goes, just grabbed his whole hand and engulfed his head. He's like, "What's your number?" And he turned it, and he's like, "Nice haircut," whatever. He was just like, "And I want my picture taken with you." It was the straight. So when we went back, my wife had the picture blown up into an 8x10 of Zach Diassi and my nephew, and she had him sign it. He was really an awesome guy. He's one of the nicest guys out there. He's still a long snapper, too. He's been there forever. But a lot of those guys.
Since the 07, rather, right?
Long time. And his dad was part of the 1990 championship team, Steve Diassi.
Yeah.
But most of those Giants, all awesome. There's very few guys that were really nasty. Like Strahan and Manure were 2 guys that just.
I'm trying to think who. I'm a little surprised about Tiki. I could have seen him being a little nasty.
No, really nice guy. Really nice. SpermCell, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Dilly. He says, over spring break when I flew to Florida, since I'm in North Carolina, Steve Smith walked right by me. Nice. Very nice. Thank you so much, my man. $5. Boom! I appreciate that. They like the boom in there. See, boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, they love the boom.
Yes. And then, of course, you got the Phillies. Hey, Stilly Dilly, thank you so much for the super chat, man. He says, Baddog and Entertainah, have a great night, guys. Thank you so much for everything, John. I really appreciate it, man. You're a great supporter of everybody's channel.
Yeah, he's great.
You're awesome. Even though you're an Eagles fan, I love you anyway, brother. You know, we're not all perfect. I tell Chris all the time he's a Mets fan, but I forgive him for that. I can forgive you for being an Eagles fan. On the way out, a $2 Stella!
You got to go Stella with him.
Yes, always Stella. Always Stella.
Afghanistan said, that was a quote from you. I met Prince Amukamara. He was
he's the weirdest guy. Yeah. I tell you that one about. I met him the same night I met Josh Brown, who was a total scumbag, and not that night, but that's a long story.
Well, he hit his wife.
Yeah, I told you about that. But I told you this, but for those in the chat that don't know, I asked Prince Amukamara, I said, it must have been amazing winning a Super Bowl. Like, what was that like? And he says, this is what he said. I was really excited to meet Katy Perry. That was his response to my question. Simus, my man, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Dilly, he just hit with a $2 boom, and he says, loving it. By the way, guys, Simus says right there, the gentleman that just hit me with that $2 boom, he will be on my channel sometime during week 1 when we play the Cowboys and Giants. I've known Simus on here since 2008. And he's one of my favorite cowboy video makers, one of my favorite trash talkers of all time. Simus and I had a war of words back in 08. And I'm talking a war like every day. Comment section videos, back and forth. And I love the guy. I love him. And he's one of my favorites. So definitely sub him up, especially you Cowboys fans, man. He's like me in the fact that he'll call his fan base out. He don't care if you don't like what he says. He's going to tell you what he thinks about his team, and he's not going to sugarcoat it, and he's not a homer. He calls everything the way he sees it. So definitely sub up Simus says. I mean, he's an awesome guy, and he has great content. So definitely check him out, man.
That's awesome, man. Looking forward to that.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun to work with him. It'll be fun to work with some of the older guys that I've known on here for a long time. Now that I figured out how to do it.
MH says, that's a joke of a question. He says, Landon Collins at the bingo table or OBJ at the strip club? I'm going to go with OBJ at the strip club. I'd much rather be there than at a bingo table.
Yeah, and OBJ is way better than Landon Collins. I mean, come on.
Yeah. $50 million. Well, it's not going to be 50, Rob Bale. It's going to be probably about 33, though, from what we've heard. Yeah. Which is crazy.
The other thing that I told, to go back to Prince Amukamara real quick, I told him that Tom Coughlin used to be really tough on his players. And Prince Amukamara said, really? Like he didn't believe it. So that's how you know Coughlin was getting soft. Remember we talked about how he got
I remember when Coughlin first got here. Strahan used to bitch and moan. Because if you weren't 5 minutes early to the meeting, you got in trouble.
Dude, he used to kick their ass in those training camps. He used to... The 2007, if you watch America's Game... 2007. When he screams, we lost the game because of illegal procedure. Get your ass down. I was there when he said that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was there. I remember saying I was there. Like I saw, I was there when he did that. That was every day, because that's what you could do 2 a day.
Well, he was like a drill sergeant.
Oh, he killed him.
I love Coughlin. But the image, I always say, the image I will always have of Tom Coughlin is the Green Bay game with the rosy cheeks.
Oh God, yeah.
That's the image I will. That tough old man. He's just standing out there, negative 30 degrees, hands crossed. Looks like his face is about to fall off.
Yeah.
That'll be my permanent image of Tom Coughlin.
Yeah. Hey, that's what it is. It's just, like I said, in the quarterback, he embedded his coach. Just a tough old guy. And, Coughlin 07 with the red cheeks and Eli Manning getting his ass kicked in San Fran in 11. And both years won a Super Bowl. That's what it is. He embodied his head coach. Usually a team takes on the personality of their head coach. And those Giants were very tough, and they were,
Remember when they got to the Super Bowl? They all came off the plane in black suits. They said they said it was a business meeting. They all dressed for business, and then Burris comes out and he says the Giants are going to win.
21-17.
21-17, and Brady laughed. He said,
"We're only going to score 17 points.
You think we're going to hold this to 17? No, Brady. They held you 14.
That's right. Held to 7 much of the game.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a great time. That's one thing no matter how bad we are, and we are bad right now. We've been bad for 7 years. So there's no denying that. But there's a lot of fans that have not got to see their team do the things the Giants have done. I'm very thankful that I've seen all four of them. I mean, everyone is special. It's always hard. People ask me my favorite. It's 1990. I say that all the time. It was special for me. I was a freshman in high school. I had to deal with all the stupid bandwagon Niner fans who became Cowboy fans in high school, of course, because they just jumped from bandwagon to bandwagon. Ending their three-peat, and the way we did it with backup quarterbacks, backup running back, and Lawrence Taylor recovering the fumble. Just their team was not sexy, but they won. They didn't turn it over.
Though.
It was
Giants football is
smash mouth football.
Yeah.
They're too,
I mean, I always say nothing for me, because I was born in 85, so I didn't get to appreciate those early Super Bowl teams. Nothing will ever top that first Super Bowl with Eli Manning. It was just one of my, not even just sports, one of the favorite moments of my life. That's how special of a moment that was.
Yeah.
I mean, it was incredible.
It's amazing. Svi, you and I are exactly the same age. I'm 42. I will be 43 next month. But, yeah, you and I are exactly the same age. So, yeah, we were 10 years old when the Giants won that Super Bowl. In January of '87, but it is amazing, and it's funny how some of the greatest moments of your life are your sports. That's how you're obviously my kid being born is nothing will ever be better than that. Getting married was obviously a huge day in my life, but there's those moments. The '96 Yankees winning that World Series, a huge moment for me. The '90 Giants, Scott Norwood's wide right. Huge moment in my life. Aaron Boone's walk-off home run in Game 7 of 2003 ALCS. I hate Aaron Boone, but that, because of the way that series was, because of the absolute hatred between the Red Sox and Yankees, that series the way it was, I'll never forget this. I still have the coffee table, but I was sitting on the couch. This is 2 in the morning, too, because this game was like 2 in the morning.
Right.
Sitting on my couch, and to this day, I don't know how I did this. He hit that home run. And I remember screaming, "Stay fair, stay fair!" And when it went out of from a seated position, I jumped over the coffee table. I jumped completely over the coffee table and started running around my damn house. I was just losing my mind. I really wanted to, and I remember the next year. I remember that it did not happen. Game 6, we were down 4-2, and Tony Clark came up with 2 men on and 2 out. And I remember saying, this is when the Yankees do. This is what happens. Tony Clark hits a 316-foot Yankee Stadium homer. We win 5-4, and the curse continues. And I said, if he hits a home run, I'm going to streak down my street. And I swear to God, I was going to strip naked and run down my damn street if he hit a 3-run homer. And, of course, he struck out a 3-2 pitch.
I forgot he played for the Mets for a year, too. I forgot Tony Clark played for you guys.
Yep, he did. He was in there because Olerud got hurt. But, So we'll go for like another 10 minutes, and we'll call it a night.
But well, of course we always have fun. We thank you to all our loyal.
Yes, thank you guys. You guys are the best. We get good crowds in here when there's nothing to talk about. So.
Yeah, MH says, what impact do you guys think Markus Golden will have this year on the Giants defense? Markus Golden, to me, I actually did a poll question on my community notes about a couple weeks ago, and I asked which guy do you think is going to lead the Giants in sacks. I had him. I had the X-Man. I had Lorenzo Carter and BJ Hill, and I said that I picked Golden because Golden's familiar with the system. He's a veteran, and he's perfect fit for the 3-4. If Golden's healthy, I think Golden's gonna have a very good year for the Giants this year. Yeah,
I completely agree. I think that he's going to be the glue that holds that defense together, that front seven together. Svi's talking about the 1990 championship game in San Francisco. That's my favorite Giants game of all time. That includes the 4 Super Bowls. That NFC Championship game is my favorite Giants game of all time. That meant the world to me. And when Matt Barr kicked Pat Summerall's, there will be no 3-peat. I'll never forget that.
Right.
I remember everything that. John Madden says he once signed a book for me. It says Matt Barr, journeyman, 13-year kicker, and then. Pat Summerall said he once wrote, "I'm not just a kicker, I'm a player." And then he kicks a field goal. And he says, "And the kick is good. Yeah. There will be no 3-peat." It gives me chills every time, man.
That's awesome.
It's just, and I tell you guys this all the time. If you want, I don't care if you're a Giants fan, a Niners fan, whoever you're, a Cowboys fan, I don't care. You want to see a really, really good, hard-hitting, old-school, smash-mouth football game with big hits and tough defense when you can actually play defense in the NFL. Watch that 1990 NFC Championship game between the Giants and the 49ers. It is one of the best games I've ever watched.
They got some classic games.
Yes. Oh, God, they do. That's my favorite rival outside of our division because of all the history.
Classic games. I remember they got killed one time, I remember. I think
that was 93, 44-3. Ricky Watters had 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, they destroyed. I remember watching that as a kid. But
yeah, that hurt.
It seems like they have some really classic games, the Giants and Niners.
We do. We definitely do. A lot of them were 86. Well, I mean, we were down 17-0, came back to win 21-17 in that one game. And then, we had some good ones, for sure. Yeah. The Giants are the only team to beat Montana 3 times in the playoffs. No team ever did that.
Incredible.
Montana had a losing record against the Giants in the playoffs. He was 2-3.
Because of the defense.
Yep. The defense kicked it. Well, in '86, we beat them 49-3, so it was pretty much everybody contributed on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's 2 years in a row. Montana didn't score a touchdown. They lost 7. We beat them 17-3 in '85 in the wild card round, and we beat them 49-3 the next year. And then they didn't score an offensive touchdown in 1990. Their touchdown was a John Taylor. Oh no, they did. That's right. John Taylor caught a big pass. He had a big punt return. Then in the very next play, he caught a big 61-yard touchdown pass. But scored 1 touchdown in those 3 games. Now, in 81 and 84, they kicked our ass pretty good. But actually, Montana did not play well in that game in '81. He threw an intercept. He threw a pick 6 to Harry Carson. And he threw like 3 interceptions that game. The 84 Giants actually were pretty good. You could start to see that's when I started watching them. You could start to see them really come into their own. I could talk.
Like the Mets, kind of, because the Mets were great around the same time. '84, that's when they started to get.
In '86, they both won it.
Yeah, in '86, they both won it. Yeah.
They and the Giants are playing that Monday night because the game got rained out, got pushed back to Monday for the Mets.
Oh.
Yeah, they were supposed to be a Sunday night game, and got pushed back, which allowed Bruce Hurst to start for the Red Sox. He wasn't going to be able to start, but it didn't matter because the Mets ended up winning.
I didn't know that.
I still, it's funny. I'm a Yankee.
I don't know if I ever told you this. I saw a documentary on the '86 World Series, and Bill Buckner pulled the ball underneath his legs before it happened.
I saw that.
It was like
it's the thing about Steve Bartman. It's the 30 for 30 with Steve Bartman.
They mentioned it in that.
Yeah, the first 20 minutes of it is about Bill Buckner.
Yeah, they interviewed him during the World Series. It was probably like game 1 or 2 before the game, and he said, "You dream about getting the game-winning hit to win the World Series, and you dread about letting the ball go between your legs to cost your team the championship."
And I still say it all the time. It's not Buckner's fault. Watch. Should
have been in the game.
Watch the World Series. The number 1, the game is already tied because Bob Stanley threw a freaking wild pitch that almost hit Mookie Wilson in the foot. Number 2, Mookie Wilson was beating Bill Buckner to the bag. Bill Buckner was not beating him to the bag if he caught the ball. Knight wouldn't have scored, but the game was already tied. The Sox had already blown that, and there was a Game 7, and they were up 3-0 in Game 7. So I always got pissed. I said Red Sox fans that blame Buckner didn't watch a series, and even though I'm a Yankee fan, I love watching the '86 Mets in the playoffs. That playoff series against Houston and the World Series against the Red Sox are 2 of the greatest playoff series in the history of baseball. And I can sit there and watch it. And I do. I told you, almost every night, I put '86 Game 6 on. I go to sleep to it. Almost every night. I love watching the guy at the parachute come down.
That was Game 1, right?
Game 6?
Oh, that was Game 6.
Game 6. Bill Buckner's at the plate. He comes down.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. My dad was at Game 6 and 7.
Wow.
Yeah, he was at both of them.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I wish I got to experience that. That might have topped the Giants beating the Patriots. That would have been close.
It could have been, because I told you the '96 Yankees are the best thing. Because you and I love baseball. I mean, that's part of it.
Yeah, that would have been incredible to watch that.
Yeah, it was good, man. It's a great series. The Mets, the '86 Mets are really fun.
And the funny thing is that Mets team, they were like the '98 Yankees, where they just steamrolled everybody. And then they made it in, of course, in typical Met fashion, when you think they're going to go 4-1, winning 5, both of them go down to the wire.
Yeah, they couldn't hit Mike Scott. That was the good thing they won Game 6 against Houston, because Mike Scott was pitching Game 7, and they would have been in trouble. I remember Gary Carter thinking Mike Scott was scuffing the ball. Because Scott had the ball move so much, and the umpire checked it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Nothing. So Scott just kept... Carter swung at a pitch that was 4 feet off the plate. He had no chance. Gary Carter had no chance to hit Mike Scott. It was hilarious. Mike Scott was a damn good pitcher for the Astros, man.
Yeah,
J.R. Richard, Mike Scott, Nolan Ryan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Richard wasn't on the '86 Astros, but God, if Richard didn't have the aneurysm in his arm, man, because Richard struck out 300 guys like 2 or 3 years in a row, and that wasn't done very often. You could have Mike Scott, Nolan Ryan, and J.R. Richard. Holy Jesus!
Yeah,
it would go with Bob Nepper of all. What up, Bob Bobertson? What up, Ham? Yes, Yankees are still on the home run streak. Yep, they hit a few today, I think. DJ LeMahieu hit one because he's God.
As Rahi says, best non-playoff game ever, 1990 December in San Francisco, Monday night. Niners won 7-3.
Yeah, that was the one where Phil Simms and Ronnie Lott got into it at the end of the game. What is up, Smallville? Thank you for joining the stream. I remember that.
Smallville, what's going on, my man? How you feeling, buddy?
Yeah, yep. I don't know if that's the best non-playoff game. That was a good one. I like the ones we win better.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, the one that comes off the top of my head was 0-5 against the Eagles.
Yes.
Eli with the game winner in overtime. I think they trailed by, 17 going into the fourth? Something.
Yeah. Burris.
That one sticks out for me as a regular season, one of the top ones.
Burris kill. One of the top ones for me, the 2011 game in Dallas. We were down 34-22 with 4 minutes ago, and Eli drove us down for two late touchdowns. We won 37-34. JPP blocked a field goal.
Yep.
That's
a big
our season's over. We lose.
How about the Jets? The Cruz catch?
Yes, that Cruz catch turned that whole season around. That was the turning point of that season.
Yeah.
Couldn't score in the Jets. They were going to get great field position, probably inside the 50 with a 2-minute warning, and I just wanted them to convert the third down. And Cruz got that. I'm like, thank God they got the first down. Then I'm running along with them.
I remember the whole bar was going ballistic when that play happened. I watched that game in the bar. That was amazing. That's up there. The Monday night game where they sacked McNabb 6 times, that sticks out.
You and yours sacked him 6 times. I think they sacked him 9 times.
You and yours, yeah.
Beat King Dunlap a bunch of times. There was a game against the Bears where they sacked Cutler 9 times in the half.
Yes. Yes. I remember that. Yes.
He killed him. That's when we were good. Yeah. Those are good times.
I got another one, even though it took, we destroyed them, but that game against the Ravens in 08 where we ran them for 300 yards.
Oh, killed them. Then later in the year when we ran over 300 yards against the Panthers to get the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Yeah.
Sir Cardinals in the house. Texas Liberty said goodnight. Well, thank you for joining, Texas Liberty. I appreciate it. We're going to wrap it up, too, here in a couple minutes, guys. So just, you got any quick last-minute questions, let us know. But other than that, we really thank you for being here, as always. Another really good crowd. We're excited that there's really nothing to discuss with the Giants right now, but you guys are here a lot. You're always supporting it. We really do appreciate it. Can't wait for us to actually have something to talk about. That'll be a lot better
once training camp is. That's when we're starting. Going to have real topics to talk about. We've got the training camp battles, which we didn't touch on, but we'll save that for next week.
We got to save something for next week.
Preseason. What?
Yeah, I said we got to save something for next week.
Yeah, and then and then the preseason. It's gonna be a lot of fun this year doing the show. I think Giants fans are gonna love it.
Yeah. Smallball says, "What are your expectations for the Titans?" I think they'll be about the same as they were last year. I don't really know what they did to improve. It's not like I follow the Titans, so it's hard for me to
the Titans had a pretty good offseason. They did. They brought in some nice pieces. Adam Humphries they brought in. They brought in a couple of nice pieces, the Titans. But that division, I think the Jaguars are going to be much improved. I don't know. The Texans are really tough.
Colts,
yeah. They improved, but they might even be worse record-wise. Yeah. That's a tough division.
Svee Mizrahi said, you guys are modern-day Mike and the Baddog. That's kind of, Mike and the Mad Dog. Yeah. Was what he meant to say. Mike and the Bad Dog. I am the Bad Dog. But that's kind of where we got the name. Chris and the Bad Dog is a playoff Mike and the Bad Dog.
Yeah, that was actually, I think it was Todd, the Notre Dame guy. Todd DeMont, I think it is.
Yep.
He was the one in the comments. He said you should name the show Chris and the Bad Dog, and we did.
Yep. So it's a little playoff of that.
Yeah.
But, guys, thank you so much for joining. We really do appreciate it. Can't thank you guys enough one last time. If anybody's not subbed up to the Entertainah, please go into the chat. And not the chat, the description. Click on the link to his video and sub him up. This is my freaking main man. I say it all the time. I was on Pigskin Pete's channel. I talk about this is my favorite thing. I do a lot of streams, and I love doing streaming games. I love working with other YouTubers, but this Giants show. I love this to death.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's
yeah.
just
Especially
amazing.
when we have content to talk about.
Yeah,
and,
just because of the
same
fans.
goes for you, man. Always love doing this show. It's one of the highlights of my week. And I can't wait till it picks up. And yeah, anybody that may have joined my channel, I really do appreciate it. And if you have not joined Baddog's channel, if you came over from mine, please do so. And we'll be doing it next week. We alternate channels. Like we said, in season, we're going to be doing on both channels once a week, because we're going to amp it up to 2 shows a week.
Yep.
You know, with recaps and obviously previews of the following week. So we just love doing it so much. And there's going to be so much content to talk about that we'll be able to do 2 shows. So we said, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for the super chat, diehard Giants fan. It says, great stream, guys. Always enjoy these shows. Really appreciate it, diehard Giants fan. A final $2 boom! Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. And thank you all for being here, guys. And hey, you all have a great night. For Chris and the Baddog, we are gone. Peace!